Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to episode 2 of 07 News. This is my old school RuneScape news program with a range of unique segments where basically I keep you very up to date in the old school community every single Sunday. And today's episode, episode 2 of season 1, is the week of the 20th of August through to the 27th of August. Without further ado, let's get right into today's old school news. Now, yesterday on the 26th of August, on the Saturday of this week, the Wilderness Wars livestream happened. Basically, that was a massive competition with a huge amount of old school RuneScape content creators. They set out in the wilderness with some set strict rules in a fight to the death. Now, there were 5 separate generals with 49 people in their team, so 50 people per team, 5 teams. For each general kill that one person gets, no matter who it was, they received $2,500. And for the final general standing, the last general that is left wins $5,000. Now, while these generals were fighting, there were 2 enraged wilderness bosses which roamed in the wilderness, and they were the same wilderness bosses that were already there, but they were a lot stronger and a lot harder to kill. Now, once that single team kills that boss, they received armor upgrades, which really helped them to win the tournament. That was a key thing to the winner's success, and the winner of the Wilderness Wars was Boaty, who left the tournament with $5,000 in his pocket.
Keep spamming it, keep spamming it.
Catch freeze, baby, catch freeze! Catch freeze!
Hashtag we blazers.
Let's go, baby! Let's go!
Are we done?
One general to drop, which means that Boaty takes the win. $5,000.
That is all she wrote. A wonderful redemption from 2 weeks ago at the PvP Championship.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Wonderful redemption.
We had a very eventful week in old school this week, and Lake L space AKE managed to complete the Inferno without using any pillars at all, which is really hard in my opinion, because those pillars are the key to keeping safe when the monsters are attacking you with different attack styles. Basically, he went in there and let them all get destroyed, and then he completed the Inferno, and he still did it very well. So well done to Lake. We have another clip from ETG, and ETG was doing the fight caves, not the Inferno, and on Jad, he got to Jad, however, he died at the same time that he killed Jad, and he did not receive a fire cape, but he got the Jad pet, which is really strange.
I got the pet! I got the fucking pet! I got the pet!
I feel that the pet roll happens as you kill the boss. You only get a fire cape if you actually complete the fight caves themselves. So him dying to Jad but still killing Jad meant that he still had a chance for the pet, but he did not have a chance at getting the fire cape. Now, 4 days ago on the 22nd of August, there was a developer's blog post on the Old School RuneScape homepage about the Sulicep mushrooms, and those mushrooms are apparently going to be a brand new woodcutting method, which starts off at level 65 woodcutting. So it's between use and magic trees, sort of, but the XP rates supposedly can reach up to 90k XP per hour, provided you're at a decently high level, and it scales down from there. Now, I don't think these methods are going to be very AFK at all, and the reason why I say that is because in the description of the news post, it says, here, let me read it out. Players would have to keep traversing the dangerous swamp to use these. World hopping would not help, and they would only grow back in a certain pattern after you chop the previous one. They would give bitter caps and a small chance of Mort Maya fungi. Now, in saying that, that could be a new money-making method with the Mort Maya fungi, or it could cause the price to absolutely crash. But either way, I'm really excited for whatever this holds. It could be a great new woodcutting method. It could be a very profitable woodcutting method. Now, this week's Old School RuneScape update came out on Thursday, as it always does, and there weren't any super large updates this week. There was a bit of news about Wilderness Wars, which I've already covered, but a couple of cool things were added, like special attack tooltips. When you hover over your special attack, it actually gives you a lot more information than it used to about that special attack, and that is going to be pretty handy for some people that don't really know what they do. But surely a lot of people know exactly what they do, but still great for the quality of life of the game. There's been another update this week with this Slayer helmet, and now when you're on an Abyssal Sire or Abyssal Slayer task, killing the respiratory systems at the Abyssal Sire will be affected by the Slayer helmet. which means you will get the boost that you'd already get from the Slayer helmet for killing abyssal monsters. But originally, when you attacked the respiratory systems, it didn't actually count, and you wouldn't deal any extra damage. So they've fixed that now. They've also made a new left click option at the Warriors Guild for the animated armor. You can now click on the actual animator and it automatically puts your armor on. That just saves you having to right click, use, and then use it on the animator. It's just made it a little bit easier. Today's Reddit clip of the week comes from Van His. He created a hilarious meme regarding rune crafting and how long it takes. Check it out. Now this week's #1 trending Twitch clip of the week comes from Bodhi, the winner of Wilderness Wars, and it's not actually related to Wilderness Wars. He was on his hardcore Iron Man doing some bossing, and he actually managed to DC while he was bossing at God Wars. He logged into his main account to see if he was still alive, but then tried to log back into his hardcore, and he found that he was Ring of Lifed back to Falador.
God. Holy Christ.
Now we have a very quick recap from the Oldschool RuneScape official live stream. There was a lot of interesting stuff about Wilderness Wars especially, but one highlight that I found really funny.
So I guess, howdy partners, I'm here. Yeah! There ain't enough room in this streaming room for the 5 of us. Alright, let's pretend that didn't happen and move on swiftly.
Alright guys, now it's time for the market analysis of the week, and this segment of 07 News is sponsored by GE Tracker. They've given me access to some beta graphs on the official GE Tracker website, so that's going to help me so much in the future with market analysis. Their link is down below if you'd like to see their tools that they have for the Grand Exchange. But anyways, this week's price crashes are actually very surprising. Dragon Claws reached an all-time low this week of 63.8 mil. I'm not entirely sure why that happened, but they are on the way back up. Bit of weird behavior there, but still I am sure that they will go back up gradually because they are very powerful. Aram's the magic armor has actually been gradually crashing this last week, priced at about 2.9 mil for the full set a couple weeks ago, and now it's only 2.5 mil. So that is way more than a 10% decrease, which is quite a lot. Now, in terms of price rises this week, we have a very interesting one. The Third Age Axe and the Third Age Pickaxe went up from about 350 to 400 mil, all the way up to 600 mil this week. They spiked up over 200 mil. Now this behavior is the same with both of these. I'm not sure if this is Jagex correcting the Grand Exchange prices or if the market value is a lot more, but that's insanity to go up 200 mil. If you had a few of them, you would be very rich. Now for Mod Lottie's rune stat of the week, which she can be found on Twitter, the link is down below. She actually calculated how much food was consumed in the PvP tournament worlds a couple of weeks ago, and she worked out how much it cost for all the food that was eaten. Of course, these are tournament worlds. The food is not actually in the live game, but you can still consume it. And she worked out that with all the anglerfish that people ate, it cost 2.2 bill. Thankfully, that was free. Anyways, guys, if you enjoyed today's episode, or if you have any suggestions for next episode, I'd love to hear them. Put them down in the comments below. Leave a like if you did enjoy this episode, and let me know which segment you liked the most, because I will be expanding on certain segments, making them a bit bigger and a bit more meaty, but I'm not sure which ones exactly yet. I want to see which ones you guys like the most, which ones you don't like, so let me know down below. As I said, thank you so much to GE Tracker for helping me out with the Grand Exchange segment this week. As always, if you're new to 07 News, be sure to subscribe to stay up to date every week. In the coming few weeks, I am going to get a green screen, a better mic, everything's going to be upgraded. All of the quality and all of the graphics are going to be better updated. So of course, keep your eyes peeled for that. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching and have a nice day.